Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Friday, January 26th, 2024. The King of the Hammers event kicked off last Thursday and will continue throughout this weekend and into the first weekend of February. This major off-roading event draws international attention and visitors from all over the world. Last year, over 80,000 people traveled to our area, heading to the Johnson Valley OHV area to watch the private event held on our public lands. It takes place on the Johnson Valley OHV area, which is maintained by the Bureau of Land Management. There, a virtual city called Hammertown, featuring racetracks, campsites, and even businesses and restaurants, rises out of the desolate dry lake bed just north of Landers. Locals are welcome to attend the event. But if you're not heading out to Hammertown, you should still anticipate increased volume at area eateries, gas stations, and markets, as well as increased traffic on Highway 62 in Yucca Valley, and especially on the two-lane Highway 247. The San Bernardino point-in-time homeless count took place yesterday. The point-in-time count surveys people who are unhoused or living in the streets, and while the results are still being tabulated, the county shared volunteer participation numbers yesterday afternoon. 775 county residents volunteered to take part in the count, including 249 employees of the county across dozens of departments. Even Board of Supervisors Chair and local representative Don Rao participated in the event. Last year, reporter Heather Clisby participated in the count. She described her experience, saying,
"It's very early in the morning. You are waking people up in their tents, which doesn't have a door to knock on. So you end up yelling. This is my first time volunteering, so I'm not familiar with a better way, to be honest. Not everybody wanted to come out of their tent. In more than one situation, there was one person that came out, but referenced that there were several other people in tents. It's an inexact science. Of course, these are moving targets."
The annual point-in-time count is coordinated by the San Bernardino County Office of Homeless Services in partnership with the San Bernardino County Homeless Partnership. The Office of Homeless Services uses numbers from the count to develop countywide public and private partnerships and to coordinate services and resources to end homelessness in San Bernardino County. In 2023, 4,195 unhoused people were contacted and counted in San Bernardino County, an increase of 862 individuals from the 3,333 people counted in 2022. Stay tuned to Z107.7 for the results of the 2024 point-in-time count. On last week's Up Close show, host Gary Daigneault spoke with California State Assembly member Greg Wallace, who represents State District 47, which includes the western portion of the Morongo Basin, the National Park, and parts of the Low Desert. As part of their conversation, Assemblymember Wallace explained that part of the function of his office is to help constituents better interact with state agencies.
You know, I actually thought it was just going to be the DMV. We have a direct line with all these state agencies. And so when you have problems with the state agency, that's the number one phone call we get. It's just our constituent casework, how we can help our constituents navigate some of these state bureaucracies. But overwhelmingly, the last year, what we've been hearing about is public safety.
Hey, you mentioned the DMV. I got to tell you, the 29 Palms DMV does a great job. I mean, we're very lucky. They're great there. So
yeah, no, I mean,
most people call to complain about it. I think they're great.
I've been impressed with working with the DMV. The one that we had during COVID, which I wasn't in office yet, but I was running the district office for my predecessor, was with EDD, and our office being able to help people get their benefits and their payments there. So that is something that I want to make sure your listeners are aware of. You can call our district office for help whenever you have an issue with the state agency. That's what we're here for. We're happy to do it.
You can contact the district office of Assemblymember Wallace at 760-346-6342. You can hear Daigneault's full interview with Assemblymember Wallace by listening to the Up Close show as a podcast at our website, Z107.7fm.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. Morongo Unified School District students participated in this year's Great Kindness Challenge. The challenge, now in its 13th year, asks students to conduct intentional acts of kindness, and students at 29 Palms Elementary School, Joshua Tree Elementary School, 29 Palms Elementary School, Oasis Elementary School, and 29 Palms High School joined 20 million more students across all 50 states and 115 countries in the challenge. Each MUSD school held their own Spirit Week with dress-up days that promoted specific acts of kindness, and students were given a checklist filled with intentional acts of kindness to perform. Students were encouraged to complete each kind act over the course of the week, as well as participating in additional events like a Kindness Challenge Spirit Week. Some of the items on the checklist include smile at 25 people, help your teacher with a needed task, read a book to a younger student, and sit with a new group of kids at lunch. The MUSD wants to remind you that, big or small, every act of kindness makes a difference. The Joshua Tree VFW is holding a fish and chips dinner tonight. You can get your fried fish and chips along with a side of coleslaw to eat in or take out. Stop by the VFW, located at 6402 Veterans Way in Joshua Tree, tonight from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. The Friends of the Yucca Valley Library are holding another massive DVD sale at their library location. Online news editor Robert Hayden has the info on how you can make it a movie night for only $1.
Over 14,000 DVDs will be for sale at the Yucca Valley Library this Saturday, and the best news is they start at only $1. All genres are represented at the epic sale, meaning you can come home with hours of entertainment for the change you have in your pocket, and all proceeds go to the Yucca Valley Library and their unique kids programming. The sale starts at 9 a.m. and goes until 1 and is put on by the Friends of the Yucca Valley Library, a nonprofit that also has a cozy bookstore right inside the entrance. If you're doing some winter cleaning and have small electronics that need to move along, check the story on our website for what you can donate to the nonprofit, and you'll nab some free flicks as a bonus. The DVD sale is this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Library branch, right off Highway 62 in beautiful Yucca Valley. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
There will be a display of fabulous flying machines this weekend at the Yucca Valley Airport. Bring your kids and cameras to see a display of aircrafts on Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon. You'll even be able to tour the cockpits, and local pilots will be on hand to field questions. The fun begins at 10 a.m. at the Yucca Valley Airport on Sunday. Park in the Copper Room parking lot. And finally, the Yucca Valley High School boys soccer teams played at Banning High School Wednesday night. Junior varsity lost 5-0. Coach George Rodriguez identified standout players of the game as goalkeeper Tim Wahlberg, who had 11 saves in the first half, and midfielder Michael Segura for his effort and teamwork. Varsity lost 6-1. Oswaldo Lopez scored the only goal from a penalty kick taken in the first half. Coach Rodriguez said that the defense led by Anthony Miranda was very busy and, despite the final score, played well as a unit. The soccer teams play today at Desert Mirage High School. JV kicks off at 4 p.m. and varsity is at 5:30 p.m. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z1077 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.